Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be reviewing Spider-Man Life Story. This is by Chip Zdarsky with artwork by Mark Bagley, who is one of the best Spider-Man artists of all time. He had a very lengthy run on Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, and just like pretty much all of his other Spider-Man work, his artwork in this book is fantastic. And what is sort of cool about this story is that it is a what-if tale that Chip Zdarsky tells, and the title is sort of tied into it. Spider-Man Life Story is about what if Peter Parker actually aged? What if he actually grew up in real time? What if his story started in the 60s, like they did in real life because the comics started being published in the 60s? And what if he actually aged in real time? And so every issue in this book is a decade. So it starts out with issue 1, which is the 60s, and then you get the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and it basically tells all these different tales that we're used to seeing in Spider-Man's history, but with a twist. And that is the main thing I want to say, is that this is a really good book. It's a fun read if you are a big Spider-Man fan already and know his history, because a big part of this book is seeing all the twists and turns that Chip Zdarsky takes with Spider-Man continuity, big events that we know are not how they're presented in this book. He twists things and turns them and does things in really interesting ways, but you won't get that. You won't get the twists if you don't know Spider-Man's history. So I'd say before you read this, you kind of need to know big events in Spider-Man's history. You kind of have to know the character already and have at least a passing familiarity with the big events in Spider-Man's life. Otherwise, you won't get the fun out of the twists and turns that Zdarsky takes with those big events. He sort of changes things and does unexpected things that you don't really see coming, because that's not how they happened in the original continuity. And a lot of the fun of this book is seeing, you know, those twists and turns. So if you really want to read a good Spider-Man graphic novel and you know Spider-Man's history fairly well, definitely check this out. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's a good book, but it's not the most accessible book for new readers. I'd say definitely, you know, read a good amount of Spider-Man comics before finally reading this in order to get the most out of it, because it is a really good book. It's not the most accessible book for a first read for new Spider-Man fans. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time.